following video, and I swear to God I'm not making this up, is me complaining about multiple things in a video. I decided to try something. I decided to give Google account help a try. Now, I know, and if you're watching, if you have any experience on YouTube and Google, you know that the help forums are worse than the comment sections on YouTube, because the bullying here takes the form of people with superior access. Anyway, I have a WapTek account called WapTek0. This is actually just a Gmail account. That's really all it is anymore. It had a YouTube account, but YouTube chose to destroy the account simply to make a point by flagging it for someone else's commentary and me favoriting a video they didn't like. I'm not kidding. Those are the two reasons given, and they called that the third strike when it was two. Everything possible to prove through a vulgar display of power that they can shut you up. But anyway, and yes, that was one of many accounts that was harassed into the ground. Let's go on. How to avoid workspace that no one asked for and we are forced to use and get into my Gmail account, or, you know, how I learned to love the bomb and get over it. But anyway, I put up, and you're going to be watching the video here, to log in without the workspace nag. I now use, for now, accounts.google.com. And then I forgot to put in the word then. The URL I used to it's Gmail in basic HTML format was that. That's what I use, and that seems to knock it upside the head a little bit. And then I didn't put in here, but I hit escape key after it starts loading Gmail or the Google accounts if I see it bring up the word workspace on the screen at all. And it skips it. It's just like, nope, shut up. P.S. This is the part where I say the word all. This is the only one that's in here. All questions, I said questions, my question, about avoiding this failed product were locked or erased by AI contributors. Now, it's not my questions. All questions anybody posts is always locked down, and you only get responses from contributors that I'm putting in quotes that are very obviously AI bots, or worse, they're human beings who are basically simping for Google. Okay? If you pay people enough money, they'll say whatever they're told, all right? And their only job seems to be shutting people up who, quote, come in and say, I'm asking a question on how to avoid workspace. The way I phrase this technically got past their bot censor, which you're going to see in a minute, and it overtly states how to fucking get around it. I did a video tutorial about this, and now you're watching a second one because let's watch what happened. The first fucking thing that happened, that was at 3 hours. It doesn't actually have minutes on it, although I think I can I hover over it and get the number? No. Okay. I'm sure I could if I used a live copy. Recommended answer. Okay, let's see first, is this an answer? And we'll go from there. Now, is a diamond product expert, just like this one here, recommended it. And it's JP88. Okay, now remember, this is a posting where I'm complaining about AI fake posters. But here we go. I see no other posts from this profile in public support communities. Yeah, I know that. So, O, you mean I? The letter I and O are next to each other. I don't know what you shared previously. I'm not talking about that, but okay, I corrected it. I'm sorry. Older posts are auto-locked after a period of inactivity. No, these were auto-locked immediately. Now, I want to point out, again, it's 2 hours. You've already auto-locked it. You auto-locked it at 1 hour and 15 minutes. I sat and waited. I knew what was going to happen. For multiple reasons. Yeah, but then we'll see what you say in a minute. It's unclear what nag message you refer to. I mean, when we're trying to log in, just going to the login page for Gmail, and it nags us about using Google Workspace, that's everybody else deals with it. The only people who don't deal with it are people who are, given in and load Workspace. It is not unusual to see Workspace logo when logging into Gmail, as it's a Workspace service. No, it's not. It's a Google service. They just tacked it on so they could claim it's part of Workspace. The URL you use has a few parameters included that may open Gmail in a slightly different way. Yeah, it's intended to bypass this versus saying Gmail or Google Mail or mail.google. Yeah, when you do those, it nags just as bad or worse. Okay, so I thought this was kind of obvious to any normal person, especially if you claim to be a contributor for 14 years, since 2014. We're bordering on doing this for, it's over a decade you've been doing this and you don't get, okay, fine. So I responded, but of course it says all replies to, and then it shows all replies here. And again, recommended, answered, recommended by JP, who's totally not a bot, for Rupert, who's totally not a bot, and I'm sure they're not bots. Everything's fine. Again, my original complaint is all questions about avoiding these failed products were locked by and or erased by AI contributors. I know that because when you look up my exact question about how to avoid workspace and use Gmail, when you type that in, you don't get any suggestions on how to fix it. My posting right here appears to be the only one that actually suggests how to fix it, because I found a way to get around it as much as I can. My questions are several. I'll just list them again. Why are questions about this always either locked so we can't see anybody give any useful answers, usually locked down and immediately gatekeeped by contributors? And the thing is, every day it's a different contributor. On a certain day, it'll be some guy named Max, and then the next day, if you check the calendars, it's a guy named Fred or something. And they do this all day. It's like it's their damn daily shift. Once a week, they switch out. Or what I've noticed is it's almost exactly 128 individual names. Yes, I went through and did that. It's 128 names that work each day for a 128-day cycle. 128 is a binary-based number that would be very friendly to computers trying to keep track of their bots. Anyway, he says all that, and I said, in around 75 minutes, it was actually about 90 minutes, but we're going to call it 75. Actually, no, it was 75 minutes. It was an hour and 15 minutes is what I saw on my counter. This posting was soft-locked, and Rupert's now recommended answer reason was, I will poorly paraphrase as, since WapTek has no other posts from this profile, Rupert doesn't know what info WapTek shared previously. And that's somehow a response to a question. No, it's not. It's an observation. That's not a response. It shouldn't be the preferred answer because it's not a fucking answer. I have to point out that for some users, all of us, that want just their email, a standard Gmail sign-in is stopped by a nag offer to use Workspace or a promotional ad or other. And everybody was complaining about that, and then now all the complaints are gone. Again, they're all gone or locked, or people were shut out for pointing out that this was being done to them. Your answer, Rupert, just answering question style reply that was overtly not an answer was the recommended answer, and then this was locked down or lockdown. Looks like avoiding the answer. So do you acknowledge that most people try to bypass Google products they push too hard about? Also, P.S. Rupert, do you acknowledge that most people try to bypass, they push? I meant to type something else here, but you'll see it in a minute. Perhaps you should refine what you query to be clearer. Most people don't use the word query. Discuss without reprisal. I put in there, originally it said, P.S. Rupert, are you allowed to post a response honestly without a reprisal or something like that? It's gone now somehow. I forgot what the phrasing is. To be clear. Discuss without reprisal. Discuss what exactly? And what do you mean by reprisal? Now you got to understand at this moment at the 21-minute mark, he's asking a question he knows I can't answer because he full locked it. Before that it was soft locked, so only I could respond and he could respond. And other top contributors, meaning some are more equal than others. Next he said, I object to you misquote by saying I, Rupert, stated all. Now this is where I'm having a problem here, but let's look up here. Now you can decide I'm a troll or whatever for pointing out something Google's doing bad and that a bunch of people are gatekeeping. But we're going to do a real simple thing. I'm going to hit look for all. The only place it says all that I posted was all questions about avoiding this failed product were locked or erased by AI contributors. And Rupert says, I object to your misquote by saying I stated all. I never said you said that, Rupert. I was using the word all to refer to behavior by artificial intelligence bots impersonating human contributors. About all questions other people have posted have all been taken down by AI bots or locked immediately, which, again, you did. Next he says, I also believe you're just wanting an argument. No, an argument and a discussion can be the same thing. I want to find just once, Rupert, on YouTube and Google and any help forum, any corporate any corporate help area where someone discusses the actual problem like a human instead of some employee, bot, or worse, Rust bot. This post will be soft locked. You'd already done that a long time before. Before I posted this, 45 minutes before, at the 18-minute mark, you said you're going to be soft locking it. You didn't. You already soft locked it the instant you replied. Please consider the community guidelines before reposting. That's always the straight answer on every part of this when you're trying to do community posting. Community guidelines. Community guidelines, if you're not aware, just says, here's a shit ton of excuses you can say someone violated, including misquoting you. I never misquoted you, Rupert, and you know it. But I can't say that in here, and we can't communicate anymore because you hard-locked it. You had soft-locked it, so you and I can only communicate. And because I wasn't willing to put up with this stuff, because I actually corrected what you asked me to, because I was being reasonable, you then said, I misquoted you by saying the word all, when I never meant that about you, because again, Rupert, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about the AI bots that keep flagging shit. Please consider the guidelines before reposting. Argumentative posting does usually lead to being banned. So he's threatening to ban me, won't let me communicate because he just shut me up, made this a one-sided communication, and then said, I misquoted him by using the word all. And when we look for it again, the only time I said all that I can find here, I might be mistaken, is I said all questions about avoiding this are locked and erased by AI bots, and your claim is I said that you said the word all. I don't remember saying that. I might have. I don't see where. Where are you talking about? Please tell me. And yeah, that's about it. Now, why am I doing this video? This is obviously pretty silly and cringe and blah, blah, blah. Instead of asking any questions on Google Help forums, in this case, it's support.google.com accounts thread. So it's account help forum right here. It says, account help. Post a solution. Make it look like you're asking a question. And then state very, very overtly at this point, everybody trying to soft lock this, whether they're an AI or a real human contributor or expert, they call themselves now product experts, will result in you not censoring this data. I want to see how long this stays up because it provides an answer to something, not just a question. Okay, now we're going to get to how to ask questions correctly and how to answer them. Asking questions, if possible, should include, this is what I've done, and this is how far I got, and this is how well it works. It still doesn't solve the problem, but this is actually my solution so far. And it works okay enough that I'm willing to put up with the fact that I see the stupid workplace or workspace logo and nag for about half a second because I'm going to hit the escape key because I log in first to accounts.google.com and then I log in through mail.google.com/mail and I use that specific string of characters and it seems to work well. This is my partial solution, but if I call it a partial solution, it's going to get removed.